This is Justin back with an engineer's perspective, and today we're doing a little bit of knife maintenance. What kind of inspired me is I've been carrying around my Crewwear Manix 2, and I had gotten a little bit of corrosion kind of back in this area on both sides and on the edge. So, cleaned it up, sharpened it, life is grand. But then I was like, man, it's been a long time since I've kind of lubed up everything, so I was going to go ahead and do that. Then this here K390 Delica 4 needs a full strip down because she's real nasty like. And so anyways, I figured I might as well take you along for the ride. So we've got Gunny Glide right here. And when you go to buy it, I forget if I got this off of Gritomatic or if I got it straight from Scott. There's like lots of different names of like clover or this, that, and the other thing. It's been a long time since I looked. But anyways, this is a clover, and I was like, I don't really get it. It's the smell. And like, it smells pretty nice. So I got the clover. I like it. I like the way it smells. So it's kind of neat. You can pick your own smells. But I'm just going to run through. See, the M390's dirty. Some of these don't really need it, but it's just good to do every once in a while. And so I just try to put it down as close as possible to the pivot, just so that it has the least distance to go. And just kind of work it in nice and smooth. I actually did this one just the other day, so that's nice and smooth, pretty smooth. Is that actually nice and tight? No adjustment required. I'm just going to add a teeny bit into this guy, right down in there, and right down on the other side. And just kind of work it in. So this stuff has graphene lubricant in it, and it's like the most lubrous thing ever almost. I don't know. Honestly, don't remember all the deets, but it's extremely lubrous. Is that a word? Anyways, and it really works its way into kind of like the pores of the material, and so it's kind of like the more you use it, the better it gets as it kind of builds up layers. Super high quality stuff. The graphene doesn't settle out of it. It always stays in suspension. Really big deal and really nice. I really like that. This guy's always been a guillotine. Little teeny bit of looseness in that action that could get adjusted out, but it's not what we're here for. We're going to stay focused. Just going to put a little squirts. Once again, this one probably actually doesn't need it either. But I mean, I can feel as it works in there, it getting smoother. And like, that's the thing with this stuff, is it's not like oil where if you put it when it doesn't necessarily need it, it's just, then it's gone. It's like as you build up those layers of graphene in there, it just gets better and better. So like, I don't know. I'm never afraid to use it. See, with the 10V, it's never had as good of an action as the others. Also could afford a slight tightening. I think I've been holding off on this one to tighten it up anymore until the action breaks in a teeny bit more. So this one is going to get lube on here. And I'm not putting it on the lock surface on these PM2s. I'm putting it down into there where it's closest to the pivot. Man, geez Louise. So it could still use a little more breaking in. It's smoothed out. Crewwear. This one's surprisingly nice, actually. I carried this one a week or two ago, and I put some of this in there as well, so it doesn't really need it. And that's why it's running so smooth, because it just got it. And last is the Maximate. Quite good already. Don't recall if I did this one or not. Just gonna try to get it in there. work it. So that's been a riveting 5 minutes for everybody. Oh yeah, that is better. Okay, all right, so those are all lubricated. Now let's move on to the Delica. There's a 6, there's an 8. Just gonna use this to break them loose. I did actually have this thing apart already, but I put it back together just to save it for this here video for you guys. So you're welcome. I really hope I've got Loctite nearby. Oof. I'd really like to just get like a proper T10, T8, and T6 like Vera or like Weehas screwdriver set, because I'm extra like that, but this Benchmade set does pretty fine. Just you can't go fast while you've got it, you know, in the handle like that, and so you kind of, I take this little bit holder in and out all the time just to use it as a proper screwdriver. There we go. Pocket clip. It's been a while since I've had a Delica apart completely. Like I said, I took a scale off, I guess, last time. But these back locks, the spring can kind of be a pain in the tushy. And sorry for the real immaculate lighting there. I used to have a light set up over top of this space, but I took it down in the summertime because I was doing all my videos in the garage. But now it's real cold outside. All right, so there's my 8. There are my 6s. There she be. You can see that scale just popped right off. Note the metal insert there. Kind of neat. I don't recall that on previous Delicas, so that's neat right there. There you've got your skeletonized stainless steel liner. Don't know if one end makes more sense than the other to pull it out, or with the knife open, but that just popped it right off, so. Oh, I really dickered it, because now there's kind of tension on this back side. So I would have recommended doing it from the open position when you take off the scales. Come on. Oh man, it's getting real pissed. Okay, blade out. Don't do as I do. There we go. Okay. All right, don't really feel a super strong need to take out all of the internal components. I'm not gonna go through and like alcohol wash them or anything. But this blade, I was just noticing some corrosion. Oh, frick. Up in the choil area. So we made a really big boo-boo. This is a first for me. So bad, I don't know if I want to post this video. I rolled the washer. I have never done that before. Wow, that is something. Well, the action of this knife is not going to be the same, I can tell you that much. Wow. That is highly unfortunate. What to do about that? Okay, alrighty. Just gonna take a paper towel, wipe the components off. just to get that dust out of there. It's really my own personal target. Try not to cut myself on this guy. So it's actually less corroded in here than I thought it was going to be. I had just seen some signs kind of right where the plastic FRN and the scales meet, but it looks pretty good. You have a little bit of barkeeper's friend here. Just gonna use a teeny bit to just clean up that area, and then we'll have to get it nice and flushed out after the fact. I'm just gonna try to polish this back area with that. Get any rust or corrosion pitting that's starting. And so we got that pretty good. See a spot up here. I really like to use, whenever there's rust, I just use barkeeper's friend. And then those blue Scotch braids just do a great job. But I'm gonna go rinse this off in water. All right, we're back with our clean blade. That's, just gonna get this wiped off. Just blow it out with some manually compressed air. This doesn't need to be perfect. Okay. All right, ready to put it back together. Just gonna take this scale or liner here and smush this washer back to flat. Because we're at, which was pretty successful. Can't say, yeah, I've never done that before, and I can't say I ever want to do it again. And I might have to pause you again while I go and grab something just to try to smooth that out. Let me look over here. Let's just roll with it, and we'll see how that action turns out. Just trying to feel with my nail if there's any rough spots. What we're gonna do is we're gonna flip it around because it was bent inwards before. That's not gonna do us any good at all. And so I want that lip pointing towards the liner now because it's not perfectly flat even after me bending it like that. So let's just wipe it clean again. So we're not carrying any particulates with us. And I can put a teensy bit of Gunny Glide in there. Right now I'm just kind of spreading it around. Oh, not in frame. None of that was in frame. That's really nice. Okay. There's that. Let's put this pin in if I can get it to go. Why is everything, you know what? Skirt. Just a little bit. So I forget the order that I like to do this in. Oh, that's probably what boogered it up, was the frickin' lock bar. Just trying to make sure I don't do it again. Yeah, see how that went. Okay. I think I'm gonna try now just to pop her open and just slide her right in. I did forget to put lubrication On the other side, we don't want to do that. Don't rely on after the fact to get it right, you know what I mean? Just gonna wipe it. There we go. Try that again. There we are. Got my washer. So this is actually going pretty well, other than me completely mangling a washer. So when you take one apart, watch for this lock bar to come back down after you pull the blade out. Because if it comes right down on the top of that washer, it can just flip the thing right over. Gonna put this on the liner here. Smoosh that around with my finger. Nah, I'm not gonna put any up there. It's entertaining putting some lube up on the lock bar, but this is kind of my philosophy with like firearms, is just like wherever you put lubrication, it's also where everything sticks. And I just don't want to encourage things to stick where they just don't need to. Is it snapping together? All right, I'm gonna start with the body screws. Those are number 6. Got our Loctite here. Now we'll use this guy. So the one that was already Loctited from the factory was the, just gonna get some of the extra out. Looks actually pretty decent. I just like to like dip into there, dab off any excess, but I like to get the whole thread, which I didn't used to, but I was having lots of issues with Loctite not holding if I just did the tip. As the theory is if you just get the tip of the screw, then as you screw it in, it covers the rest, but I don't know. I don't do that anymore. I try to get all the threads. That was way too much there. I might just buy myself a little set of screwdrivers after this. I didn't realize how badly I wanted a set until just now. I think Wera's got some really nice small ones like this. Maybe I'll even get some security ones just to make them extra useful that way. Come on. Next one. Get a little excess off. And of course, if you were being really good about this, you would have cleaned the threads on your screws, which I often do. The video's going long already. I'm not really in the mood for. I'm going to do it a little bit for this pivot one, just because it's an important screw. Plenty on that sucker. Getting some of that excess off. In she goes. So we might have an action that can't be recovered due to me screwing up that washer, but we don't know for sure. So anyways, I'm just going to snug down the body screws because I snugged down the pivot. Just going to snug the body screws. I don't want that one to be too tight, so it's functions, so that's good. I'll back this one out for action. It's really hard to hold on to without a pocket clip. All right, still solid. Let's back it out. Okay, really smooth. I'm gonna put the pocket clip on just so I can manipulate the dang thing without it flying out of my hands. Of course, pocket clip ones are always Loctited. Just cannot get it directly onto the screw like a jackwagon. And yeah, this is many things in life are like this, but putting a knife together is very much so. Put all the screws in it and then tighten at the end. Don't just tighten as you go. That's just a good rule for life, but definitely with knives. All right. Properly snug down pocket clip. All right. Honestly, I'm not getting any real side to side, and that is way better than it was before. Holy smokes. That is freaking smooth. I mean, I don't have very many Delicas that drop free, so it's not my expectation, but I like to be able to flick it down and then close it, and that's all I ask. And so that's perfect. So there you go. Fresh, crispy Delica. Now, it doesn't need a sharpening, but I might just do one because K390 deserves some good sharpenings. I'm gonna add a choil back there too, I think. So, sorry for the long video. That's all I've got for today. Have a good one. Bye.